In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate. How that saint demanded of the king to be alone with the handmaiden for the purpose of discovering her malady. He said, "O king, make the house empty, send away both kinsfolk and strangers. Let no one listen in the entrance halls, that I may ask certain things of this handmaiden." The house was left empty, and not one inhabitant remained. Nobody save the physician and that sick girl. Very gently he said to her, "Where is thy native town? For the treatment suitable to the people of each town is separate. And in that town who is related to thee? With what hast thou kinship and affinity?" He laid his hand on her pulse and put questions, one by one, about the injustice of heaven. When a thorn darts into anyone's foot, he sets his foot upon his knee and keeps searching for its head with the point of a needle, and if he does not find it, he keeps moistening the place, with his lip. A thorn in the foot is so hard to find. How, then, is it with a thorn in the heart? Answer, that. If every base fellow had seen the thorn in the heart, when would sorrows gain the upper hand over anyone? Somebody sticks a thorn under a donkey's tail. The donkey does not know how to get rid of it. He starts jumping. He jumps, and the thorn strikes more firmly, pierces deeper. It needs an intelligent person to extract a thorn. In order to get rid of the thorn, the donkey, from irritation and pain, went on kicking and dealing blows in 100 places. But that thorn-removing physician was an expert. Putting his hand on one spot after another, he tested it. He inquired of the girl concerning her friends by way of narrative, and she disclosed to the physician many circumstances touching her home and former masters and fellow townsmen. He listened to her story, while he continued to observe her pulse and its beating, so that at whosoever's name her pulse should begin to throb, he might know that that person is the object of her soul's desire in the world. He counted up the friends in her native town. Then he mentioned another town by name. He said, "When you went forth from your own town, in which town did you live mostly?" She mentioned the name of a certain town, and from that, too, she passed on to speak of another, and meanwhile there was no change in the color of her face or in her pulse. Masters and towns one by one she told of, and about dwelling place and bread and salt. She told stories of many a town and many a house, and still no vein of her quivered, nor did her cheek grow pale. Her pulse remained in its normal state, unimpaired, till he asked about Samarcand, the city sweet as candy. Thereat her pulse jumped, and her face went red and pale by turns, for she had been parted from a man of Samarcand, a goldsmith. When the physician found out this secret from the sick girl, he discerned the source of that grief and woe. He said, "Which is his quarter in passing through the town?" "Sar-I-Pul, Bridgehead," she replied. "And Ghaddafar Street," said he. "I know what your illness is, and I will at once display the arts of magic in delivering you. Be glad and carefree and have no fear, for I will do to you that which rain does to the meadow. I will be anxious for you, be not you anxious. I am kinder to you than 100 fathers. Beware, tell not this secret to anyone, not though the king should make much inquiry from you. When your heart becomes the grave of your secret, that desire of yours will be gained more quickly. The prophet said that anyone who hides his inmost thought will soon attain to the object of his desire. When seeds are hidden in the earth, their inward secret becomes the verdure of the garden. If gold and silver were not hidden, how would they get nourishment, grow and ripen in the mind? The promises and soothing words of the physician made the sick girl safe, free from fear. There are true promises, grateful to the heart. There are false promises, fraught with disquietude. The promise of the noble is current, sterling coin. The promise of the unworthy becomes anguish of soul. How the saint, having discovered the cause of the illness, laid it before the king. Then he arose and went to see the king, and acquainted him with a portion of that matter. The best plan, said he, is that we should bring the man here for the sake of curing this malady. Summon the goldsmith from that far country, beguile him with gold and robes of honor. The king sent thither 1 or 2 messengers, clever men, and competent and very just. How the king sent messengers to Samarcand to fetch the goldsmith. To Samarcand came the 2 messengers for the goldsmith debonair and wanton, saying, O fine master, perfect in knowledge, thou whose quality of perfection in thy craft is famous in all the lands, lo, such and such a king hath chosen thee for thy skill in the goldsmith's craft, because thou art eminent. Look now, receive this robe of honor and gold and silver. When thou comest to the king, thou wilt be a favorite and boon companion. The man saw the much wealth and the many robes. He was beguiled. He parted from his town and children. Blithely the man came into the road, unaware that the king had formed a design against his life. He mounted an Arab horse and sped on joyously. What really was the price of his blood he deemed a robe of honor. O fool, who with 100 consents thyself with thine own foot didst enter on the journey to the fated ill. In his fancy were dreams of riches, power, and lordship. Said Azrael, the angel of death, Go thy way. Yes, thou wilt get them. When the stranger arrived and turned from the road, the physician brought him into the presence of the king. Proudly and delicately they conducted him to the King of Kings, that he might burn like a moth on that candle of Tiraz. The king beheld him, showed great regard for him, and entrusted to him the treasure house full of gold. Then the physician said to him, O mighty Sultan, give the handmaiden to this lord, in order that the handmaiden may be happy in union with him, and that the water of union with him may put out the fire of passion. The king bestowed on him that moon-faced one, and wedded those twain who were craving each other's company. During the space of 6 months they were satisfying their desire, till the girl was wholly restored to health. Thereafter he prepared for him a potion, so that when he drank it, he began to dwindle away before her. When, because of sickness, his beauty remained not, the soul of the girl remained not in his pestilence, deadly toils. Since he became ugly and ill-favored and sallow-cheeked, little by little he became cold, irksome, and unpleasing in her heart. Those loves which are for the sake of a color, outward beauty, are not love. In the end, they are a disgrace. Would that he too had been disgrace, deformity, altogether, so that that evil judgment might not have come to pass upon him. Blood ran from his eye that flowed with tears like a river. His handsome face became the enemy of his life. The peacock's plumage is its enemy. O many the king who hath been slain by his magnificence. He said, I am the musk deer on account of whose gland that hunter shed my pure, innocent blood. Oh, I am the fox of the field whose head they, the hunters springing forth, from the covert cut off for the sake of the fur. Oh, I am the elephant whose blood was shed by the blow of the mahout for the sake of the bone, ivory. He who hath slain me for that which is other than I, does not he know that my blood sleepeth not, will not rest unavenged? Today it lies on me, and tomorrow it lies on him. When does the blood of one such as I am go to waste like this? Although the wall casts a long shadow, yet at last the shadow turns back again towards it. This world is the mountain, and our action the shout. The echo of the shouts comes back to us. He said this, and at the same moment went under the earth, gave up the ghost. The handmaiden was purged of pain and love, because love of the dead is not enduring, because the dead one is never coming back to us. But love of the living is every moment fresher than a bud in the spirit and in the sight. Choose the love of that living one who is everlasting, who gives thee to drink of the wine that increases life. Choose the love of him from whose love all the prophets gained power and glory. Do not say, we have no admission to that king. Dealings with the generous are not difficult. Setting forth how the slaying and poisoning of the goldsmith was prompted by divine suggestion, not by sensual desire and wicked meditation. Today, we have gathered the teachings of Rumi, but remember, the most valuable wisdom is always within us. No matter which path you choose, listen to your heart. In the next video, let's dive even deeper into inner discoveries. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. If there's a series you'd like to see or a topic you're curious about, let me know in the comments. Stay with love and see you in the next video.